Hey guys, how's it going? It is June 13th, 2018, and wow, I feel like a bit of an idiot from last night. I just realized something. I'll tell you that in a second. Just give me a minute here because I'm trying to set up my screens. I don't know why I can't set them up ahead of time, but things a pain. I did do a stream last night. I was on the SRS server, and what had happened? Apparently it went private because I didn't change the setting. But that was my fault. I tried to do a private one so that my son could see, but I don't think it ever worked anyways. So, because it was just going to be between me and him and blah 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 or something. I don't know what I was doing, but let me just see if I can get the chat on here. Just give me a minute, guys. I couldn't make my ugly face any bigger, so I figured I'd put something in the right hand side, but not that it matters. Okay, come on. Do I have to? Do I really have to do that? Okay, here we go. Just give me a minute, guys. All right. Pop out chat, that's what I want. I do this every freaking time. Alright. Alright, so let's see if this is working. Okay. I miss my black background in YouTube. I don't know what's up with that, but it's not there anymore. Let me just put that up here. Alright. Fair enough. So that's the best I can do. That's the best resolution I can get out of it. No, not tonight. Not tonight. I guess I could just talk. No, I'm not doing that. I did it last night. I was on last night. I did a whole session. I did everything you know, that I would normally do on a Tuesday night. And did that zoom in? I don't know if it did or not. Oh, I don't like that. I do not like that at all. That is freaky. I had a follow my face thing, and it just decided to start following my face. I'll just leave it. Who cares? I'm like, all of a sudden I'm rubbing my nose and it's just like, hey Ski, what's happening? Oh, yeah, that's freaky how that does that. So anyways, it's gonna follow my face, and I do not like that at all. Trust me, I'm new with this thing. I haven't played with some of these features. Let me see if I can hold on a second here. I thought it was a feature in here. Here's a configure. Let me configure it. Never mind the follow my face thing. Save that. Okay. Now let's see if it behaves itself. But so yeah, I was on the session last night, and you know, I really didn't think too much about it other than the fact that I was going to do it. And I knew it was Tuesday, and I knew it was coming back. And unfortunately, the stream didn't go through because for some reason, sorry, I'm looking over here for my water, and it's over here now in front of this steering wheel is actually holding my camera now, so it actually holds it in a pretty good place, so that's pretty cool. But this camera's keeping it real. Yeah, my ugly face. Awesome. Yeah, I didn't like it zooming in on me like that. I didn't even realize it could zoom in on it. It was just like, you know, that's close enough, thanks. You don't need to see every friggin' wart on me or whatever. I wanted to have it bigger, like I wanted to have it full screen, but you know, instead I got the chat in here, which is delayed, but I don't know. I'm not doing anything on the computer tonight. This is just an update to let you guys know what's going on with me. So what had happened was there's a couple things that's been happening. As I mentioned about a racing wheel, I had mentioned that, and Ski's aware of this too because he was talking about it. And I was trying to do a YouTube video that didn't work, and personally, I'm not even worried about streaming them. You're too busy concentrating on the race to bother commentating while you're racing, to be quite honest. And there's just you got to get your timing points and all that other stuff. I don't know how long it will last. Right now, it's a little bit of a novelty item for me. So, but ironically, what had happened was I got into iRacing about a week and a half ago or so, and I traded in my maybe it was last weekend. So yeah, about a week and a half ago, I traded in my PlayStation 4, which was collecting dust. And I just basically got myself a Thrustmaster T150, which is basically a PlayStation 4 wheel, but it's compatible with PC. And I'm into iRacing now. Now, what was ironic about everything that I wasn't too worried about the fact that, you know, at the point that SRS went down for a few days, I wasn't really concerned about too much. I was still having fun. Everything was cool. And everything was, you know, hunky-dory or whatever. I had an awesome weekend this past weekend where I wasn't thinking about anything computer-wise. And, you know, watched my son in a karate tournament, got his, got a silver medal in Windsor, which is just across from Detroit. And then I headed up with him, and we explored up to Sarnia, which I've driven through Sarnia, which is across from Port Huron, Michigan, right at the tip of the southern tip of Lake Huron, and yeah, we spent a whole day of it. It was an awesome. And then we came home, watched wrestling. I got my old wrestling shirt on. This is what I do when I do laundry because I don't wear this shirt. It's a little too big. I'm actually losing weight these days, so. But so yeah, I mean, it's been an awesome spring for me outdoors. We have been on the water quite a bit. I had originally said that I was going to be on SRS on Sunday. That's probably not going to happen now. I keep looking for my water over there. I am not used to this setup yet. I got my rail driver up to my right. It's still here. It's still on. Somebody asked if I was. Austin was asking if I was going to be on tonight. I'll probably be on tomorrow night. I don't see why not, and I'll probably stream that too. But I really hadn't thought of anything lately. I hadn't really thought of, you know, what was going on. But there was an ironic thing that happened. At the same time that the server went on its little hiatus, they had what they call week 13, because I was in what was week 12 of season 2 of 2018. And what happens is they structure, you get to race all week long, various races, multiple race events, and you can accumulate points, and they go different tracks and stuff like that. You can stick with the free ones, or you can purchase more. So far, I have not purchased anything extra other than the basic membership, which I bought at a rebate for, I think, for 3 months, just to give it a try out. And there's pros and cons with it. The pros are, you know, it is very realistic. I love racing. I don't watch it anymore because I don't have cable, nor, you know, I kind of, even when I still had cable, I got rid of it. Or I stopped watching, I should say. But I've always enjoyed it. It puts me to sleep watching it. So, you know, watching race cars going around and around in circles. I mean, as much as I enjoy it, a 500-mile race can really put you to sleep quick. But when you're actually driving, I love the competition. I love the, you know, the it's not athletic by any means. I mean, you can say there is some athletic. You got to be fit to drive, put it that way, for a long time, like 500 miles, and you know. But to say it's athletic like other sports, no. But I mean, there's still they're still not slobs that sit in the driver, the cockpit or whatever, and you're not going to do too well. That you got to be in shape. So yeah, that'd be cool, Ski. Um, I I'm going to keep with it for now, at least for the time being. Um, so what kind of wheel do you have, Ski? I was just wondering. I don't know if you have the T150 or you got something else. I've heard of a few of them. I was looking into them. So I traded in my PlayStation 4 and got this for it was on for 260 Canadian or something. I got a little over $200 for my PlayStation 4, which and some games. So it only cost me $40 Canadian after I traded in a couple games and whatever. And I was like, okay, well, this is cool, and there's a little membership or whatever. It's pretty cheap. It's like 40% off right now, and I did it for 3 months. So I figured, okay, why not? But what was ironic was this was week 13. Just as the server was going on the hiatus, week 13 was just beginning. And what week 13 is basically the end of the last season, where a lot of openness starts taking place, and then everybody starts getting to race all kinds of goofy cars, and nobody cares about crashing into each other. It's really oh yeah, the Logitech one. Yeah, I know of that one. That's a good one. So, but I don't mind the Thrustmaster. It's small. I've heard pros and cons about it, but for me right now, I mean, it's got the force feedback. I didn't want to go with the T50 because that was just like a wire or something. So the force feedback actually pushes the wheel back, so it's really cool. G29, okay. I'm not familiar with that number. I know Logitech, but actually G29 does sound familiar now that you mention it. But so the ironic thing, like as I said, it went into week 13, and last night the new season began. Just as the server was back. Well, the server was back Monday, and I looked at the jobs on Monday just to kind of take a look. I didn't see anything, so I didn't get into it. I kind of was bored on Monday. The weekend was pretty cool up till when I brought my son home. And like I said, we've had a blast every time I've lived for the weekends, and that's what it's all been about for me. So I get home, and I've been busy at work. Today was actually not too busy, but tomorrow's going to be busy. So it's been up and down all week, and nothing too stressful or anything, just busy. And today I kind of tried to process what I was thinking as best as I could, and it's kind of the same old, but it was really weird because what had happened was, and you guys would have seen this, unfortunately I don't think I can release it. It's a private video. I don't know if I can release it or not, but yesterday I started running out of needles, of all things. Now, one of the most boring things you could possibly do is run out of needles, and I knew that. I'm experienced enough to know that, but I wanted something relaxing, and honestly, I got into it, and I was just like, man, I haven't missed this. I haven't streamed in over a week. And I'm thinking to myself, man, I haven't missed any of this. Yeah, I'm actually a Class D. Yeah, I got out of Rookie. I was able to get out of Rookie before week 13 started, so I'm not road. I'm still Rookie, though. I'm not very good at the road courses. I enjoy the ovals, but yeah, the problem with the road is I think it's going to take a lot of practice for me and a lot of memory. The way my memory works is I have to basically, it has to become routine. I can't just look at a course, do enough practices and get it through my mind. The way my memory works, it ain't going to work that way. What works is routine. Keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, and eventually you'll get it. I mean, you can even put the lines on. I have the lines on, which are basically the racing lines that show you, basically when you should be braking. I mean, gears. I'm not very good at manual transmission, but you're forced to do it. The only thing you're not forced to do is having a clutch, which is good because I don't have a clutch and I don't want one. I've got the with the G150. I don't have the H shifter. I've got the gears behind the wheels, all that stuff. So it's pretty cool. Well, thanks for staying up there. Oh, okay, good. Okay, well, you can come on the ovals with me. Anyways, I'll get off this iRace because I don't wanna start talking because there's a lot more that's going on. But anyways, what had happened is I wasn't gonna do iRacing. I was dedicated to Run 8 because that was my priority. I knew Tuesdays and Thursdays were gonna be big. I even had mentioned about Sundays, and yeah, but one of these days I might try it out again. Who knows? Maybe later tonight. I don't know. I plan on looking in. Yeah, ovals I'm pretty good, but so what had happened was I got in, and I was, like I said, I didn't miss it. Nothing was going on. I was just like, I couldn't get into anything, and I you know, it's not that I don't like trains. I like trains. And I know I've been accused of being a quitter by a couple of haters out there, and you know, I don't take that really personally or anything like that. I got rid of them just so that they wouldn't annoy me half the time, because that's all they seemed to do was just annoy me. So I just said, you know, if they're going to just annoy me, I might as well just block them from viewing my channel or subscribing. So I just got rid of them. But I'm certainly appreciative of comments and open criticism and stuff like that, or even psychoanalysis is fine too. But it's not a matter of me quitting Run 8 or giving up on things on Run 8. I ran a server for three and a half years, I think, before Mike took over. I think it was 3.5 or 4 years before Mike came along. Don't quote me on that one. I know it was several years before Mike had taken over. And yeah, I had a lot more time on my hands back then. I've only been working full time now for just over 2 years. But I seem to get burnt out. Not so much burnt out. This isn't a burnout issue now, because I'm not burnt out. I'm not burnt out of Run 8. I was burnt out of Run 8 before, but if that's the case now, then what's going on? Like I said, Thursday I'm still going to run 8. I don't care. But as of Tuesday, when I got on, my first instinct was, I don't miss this. Now, maybe it was because it was Needles. Maybe I didn't go into LA, but maybe it was just because, okay, you know, I really like LA, and there's a lot to it. But or maybe I was tired. That's a possibility too. I was more tired yesterday than tonight. But the big thing that I wanted to talk about was that there has been absolutely no progress or interest whatsoever for me to do anything RTS, and that sucks because I really want to. I do miss dispatching. I don't miss it so much. I miss dispatching more than I miss Run 8, put it that way. But not so much that I miss it so much that I have to fire up TD3. So I don't think I enjoy coding. Maybe it's because I'm working. Maybe it's because I want to come home and I want to relax. I did a lot of coding back in the RTS when it was necessary, when it accomplished goals. But right now, I'm still getting, and let me just say this, okay? We've seen a couple health issues now with some of the Run 8 guys. You know, I know Brad had some issues that he's talked about. You know, and Jason just recently also having issues, yet apparently he's still producing stuff, or at least pictures are coming out apparently of some tank cars or something, or I don't know, it's in Florida, but I don't know if it has nothing to do with him or whatever. But he's thankfully they're both okay, and you know, being a trucker is tough, so I'm glad Jason's okay, and hopefully all's well. I mean, that could easily be me one day, and I don't, you know, I've seen it happen. You know, it's happened to my dad. You know, before he passed away. So we all have lives, and we all have our stresses, and we all have, some people have jobs to go to. Some people are fortunate enough that, Run 8 is their job. Uh, yeah, I know, the problem, Ski, is that, um, I don't mind dispatching, and I know Mike even commented on the forum. I didn't realize you were down a dispatcher. The problem is I can't even get in until 9 p.m. So yeah, maybe one night I'll give it a shot, but I'm going to be late to the party, and that's always been the case. Tuesdays and Thursdays have always clashed for me. That's one thing that's been great for Mike. It's always been a tough one for me because I'm always basically dropping my son off, getting back. The Sunday, I was actually thinking about it for the Sunday, but now that's totally up in the air. And quite frankly, we're probably going to end up taking advantage of the Father's Day thing, and we'll probably go back out on the lake if the weather can hold. So, oh, I didn't realize you guys were down at Dispatcher last night, but no, I was running. It was an interesting trip up Needles, but it's typical Needles boring, especially coming out of Needles itself. And I knew that, but it was fun because I was actually chasing a train up there. I was hoping to catch it, but I didn't quite catch it in time, and then I ended up. They crossed me over, and then crossed me back, and went in between two trains. But once that happened, I was just like, okay, now I'm getting tired, and and I left at 10:30. I left a little early, but well, I'll certainly mention it as a possibility. I don't know if I'm going to worry about it tomorrow, but yeah, just to change it up or give me something, to try to keep my interest going. I mean, the humps right now. First of all, the frame rates. I did get some advice as far as the frames. What was the advice exactly? It had something to do with the window in Run 8. Should I launch that up? Let me. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, let me launch this up for a minute. It was well, this is going to go into monitor capture. I don't even know if it's going to show, but nah, that's not good. I don't think it's probably going to show up in game pack. Now it might or not, I don't know. Excuse me. But let me just take a look at the while I'm assuming I'm still on video or whatever the hell's going on. So if I go into graphics, my native resolution is 1920 by 1080. I did not have that window, and I believe Quincy was saying that because I didn't have it, it was causing issues with the frame rates or something. I didn't quite get the whole GIF, but I changed it anyways. It didn't make a difference as far as I'm concerned. I was running in Needles last night. I could barely hold 20. My sliders are probably way too high. It just, and this was on Needles, so I knew. And maybe I was low on resources, needed a reboot. Who knows? But anyways, let me exit out of that. But so I don't know what's my RAM's at 41. But then again, I got a lot of things going on here. So, but so yeah, I could barely hold 20 frames going up the hill in Needles. Actually, Needles itself, there were some engines going on, so maybe that was causing. But I could barely hold it. And I know I'm not the only one that's had issues with humps. Scott, SMRY, he's had Scott Miller Railway, basically what it stands for, but he's had the same issues with the hump, and others have too. So I don't know if it's the frames, if it's resources. I really don't know what it is, but I'm now no longer able to hump. So that takes another element that I used to love. When the hump came, I was ecstatic about it. When the Florida hump came, I was totally ecstatic about it. I just couldn't wait. And then there was an issue with the explosions that came back, which has always been an interesting issue with Run 8 when that does happen. But I don't know what's going on. I personally think it's their engine, if you ask me. What is it? I can't think of what the hell it's called. Actually, Quincy had mentioned it. Whatever they're running, not the net framework, but the I can't think of what it's called. Whatever it is that apparently has issues, or they're basically pushing the limits. I don't know if that's it, or if it's just resources, or a combination of both, but the bottom line is I don't feel competent enough to hump any longer with my system. And that sucks, because my internet connection's fine. I'm dropping, like, they're not dropping frames, pinging like 60 across to the central United States from southeastern Canada. That's not bad. I've seen a lot worse, and it's caused a lot of issues with humps, even on my server in the past. But so there's a lot of things that I can and can't do, and it's like I said, I don't know. I wasn't thinking about it. Oh, man, I'm tired of Run 8. Run 8's very addictive. You get into it, and you just it really, if you really get into something that gets you excited, gets you going, like LA, for example, that really boosted my interest in getting on the back on. I think that was what boosted my interest getting back on the Southwest server, because they were all for it. So I was like, yeah, I couldn't do it on my own the way I wanted to, so. And this isn't about quitting. I mean, like I said, I ran a server for years. The big issue where this comes back to is, no matter what I code for Run 8, I'm seeing more and more limitations put on what I can and can't do. And it's great that the XMLs are available, that you can spawn trains. They're useless as far as AI goes. And it's great, yeah, I can spawn in all the manual trains I want, I suppose, if I wanted to go ahead and do the code. We lost some of there was actually a lot of routines that Ski was putting in just towards the end of version 1, because of all this worrying about protection of XML files. He lost access to it, so I had to start doing things the old way again, and I guess somebody's actually writing something, and I'd rather them do that than me worry about it, quite frankly. So I'll see what they do, and if that reignites things, great. But for me, if I'm going to focus on anything, it's going to be focusing on something away from Run 8, and that's the dispatching, and eventually the yard control. That's ultimately where I want to head. Unfortunately, that's not there either right now. That's just not something that's really inspired me. Maybe it's because of the time of the year. Maybe it's because my weekends are usually busy anyways, but then Sunday comes around and it's a total reset. I just go through this whole, wanting to just relax and veg out and put myself under a blanket and watch YouTube. It's pretty crazy. And I'm sick of YouTube, quite frankly. Now, I'm not talking about live stream. I'm just sick of watching YouTube. It's getting repetitive and boring, and same old, same old. Financially is the big motivator for me, and it's not that dire just yet, although it's certainly on my mind. So what's going on financially for me? Well, I'm in deficit spending, and I have been for, even though I've been working full time for 2 years, I've been deficit spending since I started. And I knew that. I knew the risk. I started out part time. Now I'm 35 hours a week. I've been that way. I got benefits. I got retirement savings. I got all kinds of things coming in. But I'm still deficit spending. My car will be paid off in May. I'll be on a tiny bit of a deficit at that point, but it's still very tight. So I wanted to get a second stream of income going and I didn't care how big it was, just something. But the niche that I'm looking at now, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, train dispatcher was huge. So I thought, well, yeah, maybe I can make something that's better and blah, 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 and that can do it. And that was my original thoughts. But I'm not so sure if that's worth the effort or not. I'm really not sure. I keep on, anytime and as far as coding goes, I'm just not, I don't have the energy to code. Or the desire to code, really. I just can't seem to get into it. I can get into Run 8 more than I can code. And even Run 8 is not taking me these days. But as far as the finances go, yeah, that's been on my mind. But I'm a procrastinator. I'll put those things off as long as I can. It was a lot different when I was coding RTS back when I wanted to have a competitive server that attracted users and had a following and continued to do it 24/7 sessions and etc. Back then it was totally different because I had full control over the trains. I could spawn them whenever. We didn't have to worry about AI. We didn't have to worry about all those things. Now, mind you, I was looking forward to AI because I wanted it. I wanted that to make us more competitive. So I was really looking forward to AI when it came. But when it came, AI and the ability to create a train is not merging right now. They have their own system and their own way of doing things. So getting back to the whole health thing with Run 8. From my own life and my own weaknesses and my own faults or whatever, I know what it's like to have a life, to have to work, or to have desires or interest in doing something or whatever. I mean, my family is my son, so that's, my weekends are tied up. And it's only going to get more. As the summer goes on, I'm going to spend more and more time with him. That's probably going to be a given. This is just the beginning. So it looks as though the first time I'm going to be touching RTS, if I touch it, will be the fall. So that being said, I know how life can get in the way of being able to get to develop the things you want to develop, or the dreams and ideas you want. So that's where I look at Run 8 now. What happened in version 1 is a lot different than what's happening in version 2. Yes, we've had this great route of LA, and again, thank you, Ski. Next time, when are we going to see each other, man? I want to go over and hang out in Buffalo one of these days, and then or whatever. I'll buy you dinner. I'll buy you a good dinner. So, but no, I enjoy LA, and I wasn't ready to buy it, and I haven't even bought the flat cars yet. I still get the box cars all the time. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. It's just something that's, I look at. I can easily invest in a wheel or whatever, which I know I'm going to use, but with the Run 8, it's just like, yeah, maybe. I could buy other engines too, but I got most of the stuff with Run 8. But no, I'm not buying Seligman because I'm not interested in Seligman. I got enough California, thank you. So, but that's the other thing with dispatching too, is I can't do the East. I used to like doing the East, actually. But is the chat working, you guys? I don't know if I'm still there or not. It got quiet. Let me just type it. It got quiet in the chat. Either that, or I put them to sleep, or they all left. But I probably bored them to death. So yeah, it's one of those it's one of those things that I really don't know if what's I want to wait and see. I really want to see what's new with Run 8. And this is why I thought I would do this tonight, because I wanted to let people know, especially those that are curious as to what I'm doing. I said I wasn't going to do any videos of development. Well, there's nothing to show anyways, nor would I, you know, I would do some videos of whatever. Oh, hi, Chris. So, yeah. Okay. Well, that's cool. No, I wasn't too sure if the chat was working because it went quiet for a bit. But, so yeah, and I still, you know, I really, and like, and understanding that Run 8, the people at Run 8 have a life, they have health issues, they have all kinds of things. I totally get that. But what happened in version 1 is we saw software that got continuously developed on an ongoing basis, and you were seeing updates. The difference between what version 1 was from the beginning to where it was before version 2 is phenomenal. The difference right now, and now I don't know, what has it been, 2 years now with version 2? Seems like it. The difference between the beginning of version 2 and the end of version 2 or whatever, I mean, maybe it's me, maybe, I don't know, but it doesn't seem that big. It doesn't seem nearly as big as in comparison. And maybe it's because the program is in their eyes complete, or because of, like you said, health issue, or like I said, health issues and other things going on. But, and maybe it's because I'm disconnected from the main Run 8 community. I mean, I'm on Train Sim, but I mean, other than that, if you're not part of the Depot Plus, I guess you don't really have the ears of well, I shouldn't say that. You don't have the ears of the main developers. Jason has always, and he even, you know, posted that, you know, that he's doing okay back on Train Sim, which was great to hear. So Jason and Jim do post over on Train Sim, so that's good. But I don't know what's going on next with, the only thing I've heard is they're talking about a version 3, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, you guys are talking about a version 3? I mean, I understand you got to make money. I get it. And okay. But I've lost my, not only do we not have editors, which was something that was supposed to happen actually about a year after version 1 came out. There was supposed to be a software development kit, and then it just got totally taken right off the table. But not only do we not have editors for those who are dying to try at their creativity, because if that had happened, then suddenly I can see hosting again, like, and actually enjoying it, because I would actually have control over what was going on, because that's when I would develop. If there wasn't an RTS software out there, or an alternative, whatever is being developed now, I would be doing it. I would just go right ahead and say, okay, well, now I got my world, now I got the way I want it, boom, it's in. And but I would focus, I mean, there's so many third parties, and I mean, I don't have the experience of third party, but man, would I love to get into the editors right now. Would I love to be able to create for Run 8. That's something that inspires me, because now I'm like, okay, well, wait a minute. Now I can get into it. It's a little different when you're talking Microsoft Train Simulator or Trains or all those other ones. I mean, when you've played with Run 8, suddenly those don't seem like much of anything. And I don't know. I just, there's something about being able to create something that you've created and then be able to run it and use it and develop it and do everything you want with it the way you've envisioned it, and then have the ability to not only do that but have some type of control in there where you're playing around with the AI, you're running the railroad the way you want it, you have the dispatcher panels the way you want it, you have linkage to an external dispatcher the way you want it. Right now we're so cut off. It sucks. And I've as a client, I'm fine. I'm okay with it because I'll continue to, Southwest Rails is my home. I'll still continue to come here. But like I said, last night the realization came into my mind, I don't miss this. I wasn't missing it. I was happy to have that little break. Yeah, and it would. But I mean, yeah, I can go into Microsoft Translator, Open Rails, whatever. I can create my own routes and all that. And I mean, yeah, you can create your own content and do stuff and maybe put some payware out there, make a little bit of money. I was talking about finances before. Like I said before, I'm on deficit spending. Things are going to get tight for me cash flow wise come probably the end of the year, but then again, who knows? Maybe I'll get a nice bonus, maybe I'll get a raise. These things may happen. I don't know. So, but I also have some liquid investments, I should say, that are easily I can turn them into cash. I shouldn't say they're easy, but they're, how would you say, they're not controversial, but they're risky. So I wouldn't depend on it. I have more dependable investments that are actually not going to lose much of their value, that I can rely on, that will keep me going for probably another 2 to 3 years if I don't lose my job for some strange reason with the economy or whatever. So I'm not going to be starving anytime soon, but I see the need. I see the need to start doing something. Unfortunately, right now, I just don't have the. I just haven't had the willpower. I haven't had the time. I've been working. I've been having fun on weekends, and the rest of it is just blah. There was times where I wasn't as busy as work, so I could think about things, and I'd have more time to come up with new ideas and new plans and whatever. I wanted to write a book too. That could be something I might do. So, but yeah, that's. I just wanted to let you guys know what was happening with RTX. I actually wanted to explain how I was kind of down last night, but obviously you guys didn't see that. So, and I wasn't really down. I wasn't miserable. I was tired, and I was just. I said to myself, as soon as I came on, I was just like, man, I don't miss this. And I was, and it was really weird because I hadn't thought about it, other than the fact that I was coming on the server. I hadn't thought about it much until that point. So I was like, wow. And it wasn't something I was stewing up, or it was bothering me, or something I was in deep thought. That was just my gut reaction all of a sudden, which is like, man, I don't miss this. I haven't missed this at all. And I looked at my YouTube page. I'm like, wow, I haven't done a YouTube stream in over a week. Then I realized last night, or today, I realized that when I went into, I was starting a stream right at 6 o'clock, and I realized I had the private lock on. So that was a test that I had done with my son about a week ago, to try to, so that he could see me doing the racing. I was trying to do a live stream of the racing so that he could see it, but it wasn't working on his computer. His Wi-Fi is kind of screwy anyways. Half the time it works, half the time it doesn't. So he has a hard time seeing live stream. Actually, it has something to do with his browser. He can't see live streams for some strange reason on his browser. But he's got Chromium or some garbage Windows 10 platform little webbook thing. I don't know why I bought him that. It's a piece of junk. It really is. It's supposedly it's like a tablet and a PC, but or a tablet/laptop. It's just junk, as far as I'm concerned. But no, it's so 6:52. So I was originally asked if I was going to come on tonight. I don't know if you guys have any questions with me with RTS or anything else that I haven't covered. Like, feel free to shoot them to me. Basically, I feel if anything, there's one weakness with the Run 8 guys is that they're not open enough with the community. They're very tight as to what they're doing. And this is where this whole keeping it real thing was that I wanted to let you guys know that no, I am not developing RTS yet. I haven't even touched it. And it kind of sucks. I want to. But I don't have the energy, will, or desire to do so just yet, nor do I have the urgency financially. So it's really something that's not a desire of mine just yet. I'm enjoying the outdoors. I'm enjoying, the summer's coming. I've got vacation coming up, a little bit of vacation coming up in July, between the July 1st and July 4th holidays. Sounds like we're going to be taking a bunch of day trips, and I'm doing that to save money. We were going to head to Rainy River on the Minnesota border, but I was just like, actually my son wanted to head to Rainy River of all places. I was like, what the hell's in Rainy River? And he says, oh, I don't know, it just sounded like a good place to go or something. I was like, you don't even know why you want to go there, and you're just saying, oh, let's book 4 or 5 motels. And I was going to go to the other one I was thinking was Poughkeepsie, New York, along the Hudson, and then I could actually take the train in back and forth from there. Even though I can take the train from here to New York, I thought it would be a little bit cheaper to drive down there, take the train into New York, just so that my son could see New York, and I thought that would be pretty cool. Could do the Finger Lakes in New York. There's so much right now in Ontario that even this weekend that I saw that really made me realize how much we haven't explored that's very close to home. And what was getting me was this was going to be the last time this year that I was going to have an extended amount of days, but it seems like I'm doing that all the time. It's like anytime I get a bunch of extended days together, I just want to go on some long trip driving. And speaking of driving, and this is, I love driving, but I can't stand some of the idiots on the road. iRacing, I can't stand some of the idiots racing me too, but anyways, that's another story. But yeah, the other thing is with this wheel, if iRacing doesn't work out, I'm wondering if this thing is compatible with Euro Truck Simulator and stuff like that, because that's something I enjoy doing. I'm not too sure if it is. I haven't tried. I was thinking about that today, actually. Actually, I had a lot more time to think about things today. So, but yeah, I'm gonna wind this up in about 5 minutes here, 6:55. So, probably gonna head on to iRacing or whatever. I'm not gonna head on to the server tonight. I'll come on tomorrow, figure out what I want to do. Maybe I'll run a local. I don't know what the hell I want to do. Half the time I come on and it's just like, you're just like, okay, well, where do I want to run from? Do I want to run this? Do I want to run that? I don't know. I don't care. And I don't. I really don't. And even sometimes running, when I see the AI trains now, it's just like, from a running perspective, I see trains and I'm like, okay, I've seen it. I've seen the same models I don't know how many times. What's spin tires? No. I don't know what Spin Tires is, but I got what do I have? I have Victory, Victory: The Age of Racing. That's something actually I can I play multiplayer actually with my son on his computer, but now I have an advantage because I got the wheel and he doesn't. At least as far as I know, it'll work with that. I imagine it would. I imagine the wheel will work with anything. I just haven't tried it. But I'm certainly not in a position to purchase more pro. Well, I am. I could. I can always purchase more software. I don't want to. I really want to save money, not spend more money. But I saw Bus Driver Simulator the other day. Bus Driver Simulator 18, and I was like, wow, this thing looks cool. It reminded me of Euro Truck, except you set up your own routes and bus routes and all that other stuff, and I was just like, oh, it's cool. Oh yeah, yeah. I like the funny thing is, and they have Rallycross and iRacing, um, spin tires. How much is it, or is it free? Where do you get spin tires from? I haven't heard. I gotta look that up. Okay, I need to open up another. Let's see. Let's I don't know what Spin Tires is. Oh, okay. Spin Tires. That's not too bad. $14.99. I'll have to look into it. That's cool. Very positives, yeah. I have not heard that. That's something I'll have to consider. 17.49 Canadian right now. Interesting. I'll have to consider it. I haven't looked into it too much, but then again, I don't know what I can run. Well, the graphics look really sharp, but wow, that looks cool. Interesting. Okay. That looks kind of cool. Cool. Well, thanks for the suggestion. I'll take a look at that at some point. I don't mind spending that. You know, when software is the price of a meal, it's not that big of a deal. You know, I was gonna get American Truck Simulator. Why is somebody calling me? Ah, hold on a second. It's probably telemarketers. Hello. I'm doing okay. What's up? The what? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, what time what time is that? Okay, so all right. P pick him up at what time? What time am I picking him up at? Okay, what time is that going to be around? And this is on Thursday? Oh, Friday. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. That's no problem. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Oh, really? Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right, that sounds good. That's fine. Just remind me tomorrow in case I forget, or have Emmett remind me. But I should remember. All right, sounds good. Talk to you later. Bye. X. I thought it was my son. That's why I had to answer. Sorry. Otherwise, you could have had the voicemail. So yeah, Farm Sim. Sorry, guys. I was going to end this in a few minutes, anyways. Dang it. Farm Sim, Euro Truck Sim, American Truck Simulator. Yeah, I purchased. Farm Sim. I'm not that interested in. It seems okay. I mean, I could do fine with it. Euro Truck Sim I already have. That's cool. I purchased it regular. Sometimes, like for example, like iRacing, I did not purchase that on Steam. And I've heard good things and bad things about, just you get more better rebates sometimes when you just purchase it directly from them, and then you can get a Steam key, whatever the hell that's for. But I don't know the benefit. I mean, I like Steam in some ways. I know there's a lot of people say a lot of crap about it, but I do like Steam in a lot of ways. It's, I don't know. I guess, you don't have to be online, but, you get your updates and all other crap. But so far, I like iRacing the way it is. I'm probably going to be doing some of that shortly. But anyway, sorry for the phone call there, guys. I didn't mean to bring that on there. It's just if it comes from my ex's phone number, it could be my son, and I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm going to answer that, and I could tell him, I'm doing a live stream. I could have told her I was doing a live stream too, but it wouldn't have mattered. She said I sounded hesitant. I said no, go on. But she just wanted something to do with Friday or something. My son watching a movie or something, so I won't get to see him till later. But that's no big deal because I get to see him even later now, apparently. So I'm seeing him till 8 o'clock on Sunday because my son wants to see me till 8 o'clock. So he's a good negotiator, I'll tell you. Okay, so I think that'll pretty much wrap it up for now. If you guys don't have any other questions or whatever with RTS or whatever, I'm also open for those who are interested in developing and simply me designing or co-projecting or something. I'm open to that, and I might specify that some more. Now, I've done that before, and I don't want to get I don't want to get to a point where, because I think I did it once and then it was just like, well, you have to be serious and all that. I understand I have to be serious, but I want people to understand that my, things can change for me very easily. And I can imagine the same would happen the other way around too, so it's just, coding is not going to come easy for me. I don't think it ever has, quite frankly, despite the fact that I went to school for IT and despite the fact I have professional experience as programming. I think I kind of went into programming only because I wanted to do things for myself, not for a career or anything like that. And I'm an old school programmer. I'm not used to the new stuff, but I do appreciate some of the software packages that are out there that make things easier. GameMaker 2 seems feasible. So far, I like it. It's not a question of I've run into a situation where I think it's going to be tough or anything like that. I just got into a situation now where I don't feel like doing it at all. That'll change. Hopefully that will change in the fall. I say hopefully because I want to see this through. I got a lot of good ideas that I want to achieve. I don't know where this puts the Wikia. I have no idea. It'll just stay there dormant for a while, maybe as an idea or help for the community, help for the Run 8 community, help for the train sim community. I don't know what. I don't think it's very difficult to delete those things, and nor would I want to delete it. It's not costing me anything, so just being there, it's not being advertised anywhere other than myself on Train Sim. So we should all give up Run 8 and wouldn't that be funny? That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. I actually, it's one thing I wouldn't mind getting into is virtual reality. And although that means I gotta get some more expensive stuff. But virtual reality, I saw some YouTube videos that I'm a big Star Trek fan. Now, mind you, I don't watch movies anymore, and I don't have cable. I'm totally cut off from that. But I am a huge Star Trek fan, and there's a virtual reality thing where you can be Captain Kirk, or actually you can be any of them. You can be Captain Kirk. You can be any of them. I actually do have Star Trek Online. That's another thing I do have that I belong to, that I can do at any time I want to. But I'm not that big into it because it's kind of story based and oh my God! Hey, Mikey, Mike, what's up, man? Good to see ya. You guys all know who Mikey is, right? So, how's any new news with Selkirk Mohawk, man? I really wouldn't mind getting back into it. iRacing and virtual reality setup is amazing. Yeah, I know, and that's what I was thinking of the other day. I thought, man, I should get the VR, but nah, it's money though. That's the thing. But yeah, so but as I was saying, it's one of those things. As far as Run 8 goes right now for me, I just want to see what's coming next. Basically, I'm not that inspired, but I still enjoy participating. I just didn't miss it, and I ran the other night, and I didn't miss it for a week, and it was just like I had to ask. Yeah, of course I had to ask. You don't have to say anything. You can be like the rest of your team. Except Jason. Jason and Jim are very open to me too, and hopefully Jason's doing better as well. He says he is, and you better watch out. Watch your health too, Mikey. I gotta watch my own health, but yeah. See, that's what I'm doing. I just sitting. I just want to relax. I was doing this RTS project where it was kind of like a standalone thing, and I just when are we gonna have access to the editors, man? Maybe I can join you somewhere, like around the border by the Peace Bridge. That'd be really nice. International Bridge. I could start in the north. You can come from south, and then Skis from Buffalo. So I mean, I think it's a match. We could connect. We can become bigger in California, man. Yeah. Oh, the Lakeshore. Oh, cool. Yeah, I was thinking of coming up by your way. I don't know if I am yet though. New phone, yeah. I was thinking of going up by how do you pronounce it? Poughkeepsie? I don't think I will be though. I think I'm going to do day trips. But my son and I were talking about heading up along the Hudson River there, checking out some of your sites. 'Cause I've been to Albany, but I've never really checked Selkirk before. I've never seen Selkirk actually. I just driven, the 90 or whatever. It's bleak. But yeah, well, some of the Sarnia was cool. Sarnia at Port Huron, Michigan was fun. I enjoyed that. P-Town, okay. P-Town cab cars. What? Oh my god. But yeah. So, but I'm just ending things now. I'm gonna go iRacing. I think. I'm in the mood again. Actually, grab a snack, pull my laundry out of the dryer. But check out the rest of Mikey. Check out the rest of the video. If you join the live stream late, check my channel later on, and you'll know what the hell I was talking about. Just basically what was happening. Yeah, I love going. I love when I was up by Albany there and just came down through the river. I don't know if I came through Albany or one of the other interstates, but I drove through. I've taken the Maple Leaf back and forth to New York, but I also drove back on my honeymoon, which is a long time ago, but not that long, but long enough, I suppose. 10 years. Well, actually, my ex was probably 4 or 5 months pregnant at that point. So yeah, about 10. Yeah, a little over 10 years ago, I was driving. The last time I was near New York was New Jersey, coming back from Folkestone, headed along the Hudson. I don't know where the hell I drove, but man, I saw some pretty cool sights. It was fun. We'd have to go all the way to Chicago to get bigger than California. Ha 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 ha. Well, I could do Fostoria too. I mean, if you want to go that way, I mean, getting from Fostoria to Selkirk's a pretty damn good expansion, I think. I could. That's got a lot of traffic. You got your NS. You got your CSX through Cleveland. Come up that way, and then I can do a lot of stuff. Fostoria would be very appealing, I think, but that's something I've got a lot of data on, but not much of. I'd have to take more pictures. It's a little bit different, but I don't know. We need the editors, man. Where's these editors? I thought I had to bug somebody about the editors. Okay. Anyways, I don't want to cut this short, but I'm getting hungry. I gotta get my clothes out of the dryer. So, but thanks for joining me, guys. Hopefully that explains what I'm up to. I figured that was good, and yeah, I wish I had the live stream for the other night, but I'll be on tomorrow night. I'll go on the SRS server again, and we'll do that again. And yeah, it's good to talk to you too, Mikey. I haven't seen you guys in a while, and thanks for stepping in. Ski, everybody else, appreciate it. And yeah, you guys ever want to post a message on my forum, go right ahead. You can always reach me the wiki there as well, or Train Sim, private, forum, whatever, public, doesn't matter. YouTube, I'm always reachable. So anyways, if they release the editors, I may buy version 3. If they release the editors, actually that would sell me on version 3. Seriously. I mean, I may not buy it right away like everybody else will, but I would definitely be looking into it and asking a lot of questions, because that would be huge. If that would be a selling point for me for version 3. I don't know what version 3's gonna have that version 2 doesn't. I think version 2 needs more personally, but hey, you know, everybody's got to make money. I understand. It's just I'm not too inspired at the moment, but that's just the way things are. If I get access to the editors, get access to the way I can do the waybills, get access, you know, basically the same access that I had before, add the editors, then version 3 I'm all in, without a doubt. So maybe. And yeah, hopefully I can figure out what the resource is, because I don't know. For me, humping, I don't know. Mikey, have you heard a lot of issues about people having errors with humps? Because I don't know if it's resource issues or what the hell it is, but we get these things where there's too many cars. This happens with all. This happens at West Colton. It happens at Barstow. It happens everywhere. Where they just have, and Ski does not have that issue, but he seems to be up there in frames. I can barely hold 20 frames per second now. Since version 2, it's been a lot tougher for me to hold frames. It's been a lot more resource driven on mine, but I'm just curious because I can't really hump. It seems like once or twice it's happened with Scott. I've heard others complain about it where basically too many cars go down the hump, or it stops and it goes down the wrong track. It doesn't matter what speed you hump at. You can do it at 1.5 miles an hour to 2.5. It just throws up and says I'm done, and then the hump controller shuts itself off. But it hasn't been. I haven't been on your route, to be honest, lately. But it happened. The last time it happened for me, it was at West Colton. But it's happened at Barstow. It's happened at Waycross. I don't know. It seems to be something that's been happening for a long time for me. Probably as long as I can remember for version 2. So I don't know what's going on. But anyways, I'll let you guys go. I'll figure that out later. But just wondering if it's an issue with others too, because I haven't heard too much people complain about it. I haven't posted on Train Sim about it, and honestly, I guess I don't know, not worried about it that much. Or I don't care. Okay, guys, we'll see you later, and again, always you can post on my forums if you want to keep in touch or ask me questions anytime. I'm always. That's the first page that comes up is my wiki, even though it's pretty dead right now, and I'm always on Train Sim as well. So you want to send private messages to me, Train Sim's probably the best way to do it if you want to send private. If you got my email, send me an you always send me an email, or you can go through my YouTube and send a direct message to me as well, I believe. If you ever want to send a private message or anything like that, that's fine too. Unfortunately, you can't do it with the wiki, so. Okay, guys, thanks for coming, and yeah, I'll do another live stream tomorrow. Southwest Rail Sim server tomorrow night, probably starting at around 8 o'clock or so. Anyways, have a good one. Take care.